All right. Welcome to another episode of Labs Talk.
Yeah.
Welcome, Stefan. How are you doing?
Welcome, Stefan. Thank you for being here.
Very special episode today.
Thanks for having me. Super. And I remember it's the second time.
Indeed,
That's a
indeed.
great privilege.
Stefan, we did indeed have you as a guest about 1.5 years ago, or something like that. We did have you for a year-end episode 1.5 years back, and you've been the SAP Labs Munich head by then, and we spoke about the past year. I think we spoke about the office opening back then. That was the time, and now it's the second time you're with us, and we really appreciate you being here. One thing I think we missed talking about when you have been here for the first time, Stefan, you're not a Munich original. You came here from elsewhere. Where? Like, what brought you? What is it that brought you to Munich?
But you live in Munich right now, right?
I do. I live here and also in Heidelberg, which is my home city.
That's beautiful.
I was born and raised. And indeed, I'm quite long already with SAP. And sometimes I'm thinking, wow, it's already beyond 20 years. And I started in a classical consulting function. At that time, I implemented our HR solution at our customer side. Then I'm different consulting roles. And then I had the privilege to serve one of our board members as assistant. And with that, I came very soon in leadership responsibility and established our partner program, which some of you maybe know, Partner Edge it was called. Yeah. And so I gained experience, international experience with different supporting functions, and I established first locations in China, in Galway, in Brazil at that time. So, and that was my connection to Brazil. And then sooner or later, I had the privilege to serve as Labs MD for our Latin America market, and I lived 3.5 years in Brazil at that time.
Oh, beautiful!
So, and then I came back and was after the World Cup, and I had the privilege then to lead one of our industries, the sports and entertainment industry of SAP, where we had, or we still have, many customers. Only rarely people know that we have solutions for soccer clubs.
With our audience, those people who watch Labs Talk frequently,
they should know. Yeah.
They do.
And as a matter of fact, as we are recording today, is the Champions League final.
Oh yeah, that's also
crazy.
true.
Our customers, by the way.
Are you nervous?
I am. And and that I also did 3.5 years, very successful. And then I again set my focus a little bit more international. Again, I served SAP as a program manager for deployment of our solution in China in the infrastructure of Alibaba for more than 2.5 years. And then there came a call back to Munich. Stefan, are you interested to build up the labs here in Munich? And so we met at that time.
Exactly.
That's true.
Right.
I remember that back in another office location and this building, that was part of your responsibility, and that's when we met. But that's we discussed that a long while ago. Now we're in this new building, and you took another step forward. Meanwhile, congrats on your new role that happened between our last interview and this interview, and you took a new responsibility.
Yeah, automatically we decided within the global labs network, which is actually a global network of all development hubs worldwide at SAP. So we are talking here beyond 50,000 developers, R&D people connected in this network. So in this organization, we decided then we follow the strategy that we also consolidate in certain countries and geographics the locations. And so then we said, okay, for Germany, we need one MD to lead the 4 major development sites. And that is in Germany, predominantly Walldorf Brot as our headquarter. It is Dresden. It is Berlin, Potsdam with 2 locations. And it is Munich. So when I inherited responsibility for that.
So before we talk more about the business side of the house, actually. When you mentioned sports, I also remember that, for example, I think you really like skiing. Can you tell us a bit more about your kind of sports hobbies or so and stuff like that? Because I think you were a really good skier, right? Is that correct?
Some say that, some yes, some no.
Oh, you are a really good skier. I'm sorry for that.
I think this is something I can do very well.
Yeah.
Without being arrogant.
And
this is my passion, and I'm addicted to skiing. Yes.
So how did SAP Labs Germany change your life in this case? Because now you're also in all the other locations a lot, I guess, right? You need to travel a lot, and Munich is a great hub for skiing, I guess, right? So
could be that is a reason why I'm living here.
Okay.
Could be.
Cool. But not really on a serious side. Basically, how has this change to the MD of SAP Labs Germany affected you now? Basically, so what has I guess before you were mainly in Munich and maybe sometimes in Walldorf, and now you need to travel to all these locations.
Yeah, first of all, I have a great team, and this team is functioning very well. So we have in all of these locations a so-called head of operations. So they really lead and steer the day-to-day operations of each location. So that's wonderful. And my main duty I see there to ensure that we keep the local strengths in all of these locations. So we call them individual, I like to call them innovation clusters. This for each. We can talk about that later. That is specific. We want to keep the local strengths, but also find commonalities and efficiencies across all labs, and more or less the clue to bring that together. And I see myself more as the clue,
which I think is part of the goal that you're driving. But to talk about the individual sides, you were talking about how Bayern Munich is playing tonight, and it's about Champions League. And Bayern Munich brings that famous claim that independent of soccer, every Munich person will know mir san mir. We have some self-consciousness here. Let's talk about the individual perspectives for all of those innovation clusters you mentioned already. Maybe let's start with Munich. How is this mir san mir coming out in the Munich Labs location, and also how is it for the other locations?
But may I add one more comment for the audience, and why I also think it is good that we have Labs Germany as global is also to show a little bit better also, and to demonstrate also the impact of the engineering hub Germany and the capabilities which we have here. And this comes automatically that you also use individual strengths across each location. But we are in Germany sometimes not the best to demonstrate what our impact is, particularly in the current geopolitical situations. And we can be very proud what we have achieved in the last beyond 50 years of the SAP in Germany, and we also should in the future show what great things our engineer colleagues develop here in Germany, and this is very important. And it's also important that we have other locations, other engineering hubs in China and India, which we grow heavily. In Brazil, we grow heavily. That's very important, and I'm a big fan of the network, of the global network, but also we have to ensure that our main and our headquarter, our market here is also growing.
Very cool.
So, to your question,
Munich.
Munich at the end was the starting point a little bit. In Germany we have a saying Blaupause, best practice somehow. That was also the reason why we at the end say, Stefan, can you maybe check what of the positive things we implemented in Munich can also maybe apply to the other locations? And what makes Munich special is simply the vibrant ecosystem. Without any doubt, we all know that many of the investments are coming to Munich. Many headquarters are here. We have 900 plus customers around us. We have, I think, the most successful startup ecosystem at the moment. All the big unicorns are here. And we have the privilege simply to work here very closely with universities. As a matter of fact, also this building where we're recording is on the ground of the university.
Yeah.
Imagine that we are sharing even the labs here.
And
with
only to add to that, the way I phrase it when I speak to people outside our company, I like to express it like the entire area, the entire campus that literally breathes the future. There is so much. It looks like future is created here.
And that's not the end. If I know, of course, the plans going forward next 5 years here, you won't believe who else will come here. So it will grow, and I can just encourage whoever was not here, come to us, visit us here. You will see a new best practice, how an engineering hub should look like. So at the end, Munich stands for application development around supply chain. We have heavily here, we have commerce here, but also the topic of applied research, as a matter of fact, to the proximity to our close collaboration partnership with the TUM. So, and in the near future, we will be, for example, the research hub at SAP for quantum. So that's decided worldwide. Quantum research happens here, and quantum research also with regards to the connection, how we apply that with our applications, predominantly in the supply chain area.
So this only to mention that maybe we did have a defense hub here during.
We launched it.
That's also a Munich initiative.
That is a good example for how we steer our investments or how we set our focus. It makes no sense that we do now tackle the defense topic in all different hubs. So we said we go to Munich. Why? Because we see here a growing ecosystem of corporates, of defense companies, and very important, also startups. You won't believe how many super startups we see in this area at the moment, and they want to collaborate with us. So we said we found the innovation, the hub for defense here,
which is a great development for our location. But now to get back to what we were talking about, now you took this step forward, and it's not just Munich anymore. That's where you came from, but it's the whole Labs Germany, and there is other locations, and they still have those individual strengths. And to do them justice, tell us about their strengths. And I'd suggest we just go through that a little bit, like one by one. Obviously, we're in Munich. Obviously, our focus is Munich, but we're totally eager to learn about Dresden, Berlin, Potsdam, and obviously the big one.
We focused already on Munich.
And St. Leon Road. Yes, we did.
Yeah, let's go to Dresden, I would say.
Let's learn about that.
Also Dresden is I just come from Dresden. It's such a fancy location. Have you ever been there?
I've been there, yeah.
It means directly, if you sit in the office, you look into the swing.
So it's quite very central to then, I guess. Yeah, super central. I've not been
location there. And we have a very close, I think, very strong employee culture there with people. And the focus there is predominantly on cloud engineering, infrastructure topic. We have many people there from our internal CIO area. So and many service colleagues, so it's a very, I think, strong community from employees, and it's growing 2 to 3% per year. We have at the moment already in total beyond 1,000 people. So strong location.
Decent size.
But what important when I talk about this innovation cluster, also what makes this ecosystem special is, as you maybe have heard, many semiconductor investments are coming there. A lot of things are happening there in this region, and we see also a growing ecosystem of corporates and startups. And also in the future, we will collaborate more with the Technical University of Dresden.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But then let's switch to.
Let's go further north, probably, right?
Further north, Berlin.
Let's stay with semiconductor just for a second. Like that's one thing. We do software as we're talking, but in all this AI hype, I feel that's underestimated. No, it's not underestimated. Like all of this is ultimately run on silicon. It's all ran on semiconductors, does that play a role for what we do ultimately?
For me as a lab head, yes, because at the end it's people who come there, the ecosystem and the capabilities and the skills in this ecosystem, and that's important. So automatically you educate people with engineering skills, and this is what we are looking for. That automatically, I mean, we never will go in the hardware business.
Yeah, but we need the hardware to run our business, right?
Yeah, but I cannot now tell you which kind of co-innovations we do with them, but as a matter of fact that we attract similar skills, then that helps us also to run an effective engineering hub.
Okay, yeah, interesting insight. Thank you for sharing that. Now, let's go back.
Let's go further north now, right?
Berlin.
What is this Berlin or is it already Potsdam? Just first, I don't know. Let's go to Berlin, okay?
We have the privilege to have, there are 2 locations actually. Berlin in the middle of the capital city, close to the railway station, brand new, super location. In total, and we have the so-called innovation center in Potsdam. Due to one of our founders, Stefan Wagner, this was constructed there at that time, and it's a fabulous setup because we can really have there we have an AI engineering hub. If I look into the resources and the teams we have there, it's definitely an AI engineering hub. Plus, what we have there for sure is important that we maintain a close collaboration to the government, to the proximity. So public services is a topic here from the industry point of view. Digital sovereignty will build there, the teams. And in total, we already have beyond 1,500 R&D resources. It's next to our headquarter, the largest development hub in Germany.
Okay, wow. So did we cover Potsdam now already? So Potsdam was basically including the 1,500? So that's in the whole area of Berlin, basically, right? And Potsdam. Okay, cool. Well, I guess what's left is kind of Walldorf, right? So which is our headquarters.
Yeah.
And that's where the main decisions about SAP are being made, I guess, right? And that's also where some of the key developments, also practical developments are happening, right? So how do you describe Walldorf basically, and what is the special culture source of Walldorf basically?
Yeah, I mean, without any doubt, the mothership of SAP.
Yeah,
and it is and it will remain the headquarter of SAP. At least that I hear when I hear Christian speaking. This is for sure. We are under the way at the moment, undertaking huge investments. Also, we are renovating just our main building there in Walldorf. It's a massive campus, and here we have 10,500 R&D resources.
Wow!
So this is by far the largest engineering hub worldwide. So by the way, if you calculated the figures, we have in total in Germany 14 plus 14,000 R&D resources in Germany, and that adds up to the largest engineering hub worldwide. One is catching up, and that is India, but we are still the largest.
And in terms of the ranking, so we have basically Walldorf, then if I understand you correctly, we have kind of the whole Berlin-Potsdam area next, and probably Munich, I would assume, and then probably
Dresden. If you just take the R&D resources.
Just the R&D resources,
But now we were a little bit distracted. What is the culture and what is the focus of Walldorf? I mean, Walldorf, everything we have there. We have, of course, all line of business there. All board members have employees there. And we have by far the broadest and the deepest knowledge in our around our solutions. And that makes Walldorf so special, because what we build there is the core of our solutions. So database topics we will develop there, really core elements of the BTP, of the business technology platform, which is essential an element of our solutions. So everything what is transformational also for our solution portfolio comes out of Walldorf. And this is when you need information, when you need anything,
Walldorf is
go
the
there,
place to
you
be.
will find it.
Okay, cool. So in pre-chat, we also talked a bit about the fun topics at each location, right? So in Munich, for example, we have a pickleball field, right? Which I found, I just talked to Andreas and they're like, oh my God, I'm getting too old probably, but why pickleball in Munich actually? That probably exists for all the other locations. So what, can you mention some fun things that you find in each of these locations? Let's begin with Munich, pickleball. How did pickleball come to be honest with you? Plus we have calisthenics, right? Plus we have people running right now, also with the TU Munich, right? It's right now, right as we speak, is a TUM Campuslauf. I'm here. I'm not running right away. And then what else is there in Munich? Lots of other stuff. There's Oktoberfest, of course, right?
I mean, I also see it as one of my duties to build the best place to work.
Yeah.
Very simple. To build the best environment where our engineers can find the best working environments where they can do their job in the best way.
Yeah.
So, and to that, it's not only important the desk and a good screen, there must be more. So, and depending on simply the environment, or also the culture a little bit locally, then we decide projects like that. That we have now the first pickleball in the SAP universe worldwide in Munich comes maybe from the point of view that I like this sport. It's one of the most fast, but that is one of the worldwide fastest growing sports worldwide.
Nice.
Then afterwards comes paddleball, just to distinguish that. And it is, you cannot injure yourself. It's very simple, and maybe you have tried it after lunch. You can hit.
I do have
balls.
An appointment already.
It doesn't hurt.
Okay,
fine. That's it.
Yeah.
So whenever, and in Walldorf we have other huge sport facilities, and we want to be fair. So therefore, we try to do more in these other locations, in the smaller locations, step by step. But this is, I think, in the daily. We spend so much time in the office, and social interactions are very important. And we all want that we go to the office.
Yeah,
you know that we have this rule. We want to see us here for 3 days a week. So there is a reason. There should be reasons, and maybe
so you can actually really nicely combine it with some leisure stuff, actually, and some sports, right? I mean, also here in Munich, I can speak for Munich now. We also have a gym, right? We have a running club, right? We go on rides. Thank you for signing up for the cycling event, by the way. So,
but I want to also say that it's important. It doesn't matter. This is not my contribution. If we, or my team, if we build these facilities, it's all about the people. What does it bring a pickleball if you do not build a pickleball community or cycle community? All of these communities, what are driven by colleagues like you, that makes the difference. And therefore, thank you for driving this.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for being our guest once again.
Thanks for the media room, by the way, which is maybe special for Munich, I would say, right?
For our new living room now.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, totally.
Should we go back into a SAP Labs Germany discussion?
I'd love
after we discussed all the little
now that
labs
we learned about all the local strengths. How does it all come together, Stefan?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, today is a big soccer team game. Imagine we have now 4 super players with all individual great strengths, and we let them run individually. That makes no sense. So that was the reason why we said, let's steer them and lead them together. And this opportunity really to see what we do in each locations, and also to create a transparency about that. That helps us, first of all, to create more this tangible impact, what we deliver out of the engineering hub in Germany. And that's what I said at the beginning. We need also to create a little bit more transparency, what we are developing and contributing. This is one big benefit. And the other is, I personally see each of these, I mentioned that already multiple times, as individual innovation cluster. So each of these ecosystem particularly is different. Let's take Munich as an example. In Munich, we have this great ecosystem of startups, for example, around defense. So now it's up to us really to see how we best utilize that. But then we have automatically to do that. We have partnerships. What we have, for example, here in Munich with Unternehmertum. So this is a partnership. This is an accelerator with whom we work, which helps us to generate new startups, which helps us actually also in Germany with the whole economy. So why can we not? Then I said, why can we not use this partnership also at other locations?
And I think
No, why not? Why always for Munich alone? So and this is what we do. We take this as an opportunity to bring that also to other locations.
I think only to expand on that small bit, Unternehmertum is rooted here at the Technical University, but to my perception, they expand to Heilbronn and beyond the Technical University. So I feel like that's a very good match for that multi-location strategy.
That's another example. Let's go to the innovation cluster in Walldorf. Walldorf has, due to the proximity to Heilbronn, where the Innovation Park AI is at the moment under construction, heavily supported also by the Schwarzgruppe. And this is supposed to be the new AI hub in Europe. So, of course, we have to be there with 30 kilometers from the headquarter. And they ask the TUM to open their campus. And luckily, we already had this partnership. So we simply use the same partnership then also for this innovation.
Yeah, well, okay, back to the interview, Stefan. My apologies for the interruption. Before our technical issues, we spoke about Unternehmertum, we spoke about the cooperation we have in that space, and I take there's a lot of research activities going on between SAP and not just the Technical University, but I assume other universities as well.
Yeah.
Can we dive into that a little bit?
Yeah.
Can you talk about the other
for the audience, to distinguish Unternehmertum. TUM is the university, Technical University of Munich. Unternehmertum is an institution which is close to TUM, but has the main objective to generate startups. And is just recently selected again as the most successful accelerator in Europe and so forth. So if you're talking about that, therefore, these are two very important elements in this innovation cluster activities locally. So working with the ecosystem, institutions, startups, SAP partners, customers, everything. And then on the other side, also particularly the academia, so universities. Why is this so special? Because here we are really going into deep research activities in some selected universities, particularly in Germany. We have 4 of them. This is the TUM here in Munich, well-established, well-functioning, with more than, at the moment, 11 applied research projects with direct impact on our roadmaps. And this successful model, we call this industry-university collaboration model, predominantly on with focus on applied research. Very important. We translate this or export this now also to the other 3 locations and apply this governance, what we have here. And this is for Walldorf, predominantly the KIT. Very important, super university for engineering talents. Many of our colleagues in Walldorf are coming from KIT. The TUM in Heilbronn already, as I said, they landed in the Innovation Park in Heilbronn. HPI, founded by our founder in Hasso-Plattner Institute in Potsdam. That is the reason also why we have this one of these locations in Potsdam, the Innovation Center. And last but not least, the Technical University of Dresden, which we are now very close. Very near future, we will have also a partnership.
Okay, that's very cool. Exciting. Exciting.
Very
future.
Nice. Yeah.
So again, this is one example why we act local, but we think Germany-wide, global, and can then apply individual research results in Dresden or in Potsdam or for SAP Germany.
I think that's a good keyword that you just brought, right? So we went from local to now Germany-wide, and so I would like to now in the next step, basically talk a bit more globally. Basically, let's expand to Europe and the world. Basically, right? So how does the labs network actually from SAP work across the globe, and how do we collaborate with all these other different areas?
Maybe.
And do they have specialties? I mean, just shortly, right? I guess we could probably fill an episode for each of them, right?
Just to put a bracket around that, when we invite you once again in 1.5 years, what will have happened by then?
We are in the process. I think I started, touched it a little bit at the beginning. We are in the process to consolidate the lab to hubs. So to say, hub within either a geography or a certain country.
Yeah.
So, for example, all the development sites in Latin America are belonging to the Labs Latin America. All labs in Canada are belonging. We have Vancouver, we have Montreal, and even in US we have Newport Beach, we have Palo Alto, etc. Also partially we have Philadelphia. We have many locations there. And this we consolidate to hubs. So this will be the case when we meet in 1 year or even in a couple of months, that we only have huge hubs. So, and therefore we have now Labs Germany as a hub with 4 locations. This is the tendency. And to your question, Sven, I think this is once a year, the MDs of these hubs are meeting, and you won't believe, this is for me one of the highlight every year, because we see that we are different, but we also see that we have commonalities. And this is wonderful to bring this to identify these best practices, what you can learn from China, from India, from Singapore, and translate
and
that
apply
back,
somewhere else.
apply that in your local culture and your circumstances. I give you an example: people engagement formats. That let's talk always about sports. Let's talk about a big challenge what we have at the moment: adoption of AI in our company, so that we really that our developers learn everything, or the engineers learn everything around AI tools, how they applied it. AI best practices, deployment mechanisms, which toolings, etc. So this is there we can learn a lot from each other, how we best do this in the most effective way, also how we measure that. And therefore we also give us top priorities across the globe. For example, AI is the top priorities in all labs. There's no doubt. All in on AI. And also we organized, and particularly all in AI workshops, code camps, etc. All grouped around that. And this is of my colleagues what we have in commonality.
Yeah, cool. And how often does this happen, that you basically meet on a global level with all the other heads, basically? Once a month?
Once a year.
A year. Okay, got it.
Once a year in one of the labs, to learn then also the local, learn more about the local ecosystem. Also, that's important.
And then you take basically the best ideas back and try to implement it, and also, I guess, adapt it a little bit to Germany in this case, in Munich. Then, very cool.
And there's an active, and also it depends. Sometimes we even have international exchange programs. We see that there's a person who is contributing to a certain project in Bulgaria, then here in Munich, then maybe there is an opportunity also to exchange for certain periods people.
Cool.
I want really to maintain this global network and demonstrate what this 50,000, more than 50,000 employees, engineers are doing every day.
Very cool.
Awesome.
I think that's it, right? So our pad has ended, I would say. We're out of questions. Is there anything else that you would love to mention, maybe, that we never ever asked you about? Or we have a minute left. Okay. Otherwise, I would just love to thank you for being here again, I guess. Of course.
You never asked me if I should join you for Eisbaden.
Icebaden. Well, I mostly do sauna, actually, so I'm not just a big ice bathing guy.
We don't do it anymore.
Well, we do Munich Tech Sauna a lot, right? Cycling a lot, and running to some degree. Not really ice bathing.
No, not just kidding. Of course, you can.
I'm waiting for your participation on a cycling trip, by the way.
Yeah,
really.
I will. But not that the audience thinks we make the whole day sports. but it is certainly a huge element of our life here in Munich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to raise an expectation to you that you really keep up this podcast here and that you utilize this fabulous environment what we have here, our living room, and invite a lot of interesting speakers.
We will.
And we just discussed before, actually, we're going to keep this desk exactly here because it belongs, I believe. Yeah.
We won't move
and I really like the backdrop.
Furniture back.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it
cool.
this way.
Well, then, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can talk again soon. Yeah.
Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you.